morning. I swear a lot.
Hello friends, and welcome back to Limbus Company. It's been a bit of a delay because I was too busy curled up and crying because I beat in Stars in Time. But we're back to nocturnal sweeping. It's time to sweep. Nocturnally even. Sweeping in the evening. We did a whole intervallo over this concept apparently. I don't know why anyone would think that's interesting, but we're at the house now, so presumably we'll start sweeping. I wonder how many people were about to comment like, oh my god, does Foreman not know who sweepers are? I realized that Hong Lu was missing as I was spending time chatting with the sinners. Not a great person to lose track of considering we're heading towards his canto, but it's probably fine. I didn't notice him going into his room, so I walked to the exit about to look for Hong Lu outside, and I ran to Jiaxi Shun and Wei, who decided to stay in the room close to the door. It's getting late, where the fuck are you going? Where are you going alone without a guard? Oh, I'm just looking for Hong Lu. He's like, that's not his name, you know. Right, I can't understand what you're saying. Good talk, good talk. Thank you, Xia. Very good. Alright, When it comes to conversing about the sinners, I find there are two types of people. The first usually says whatever is on their mind without pausing for or caring to hear my reply, and notice that two of these are villains and one is kind of a villain. On the basis of being a rich person at the head of a corrupt corporation. In fact, notice that these are two corp people and someone who ruthlessly commands a boat. Are you noticing that people in leadership tend to just say whatever is on their mind without pausing for or caring to hear Dante's reply? In fact, they love talking to someone who can't respond. Oh, that says quite a lot. That's clever. I appreciate that. That's funny. Three absolute drama queens who were just begging to find someone who they could just spout monologues at without them doing anything annoying like interrupting them or asking annoying questions. Perfect. Given that this type of person isn't actually looking to communicate with me, that simplifies things a little on my end. However, it's also oddly insulting as it seems as though they don't recognize me as human, but rather a wall or a clock on a wall. Well, to be fair, in Ahab's case, she doesn't see anyone as human really, so checks out. And the other type's the one that reads me so well that they may as well be able to hear what I'm saying, which is just Virgilius and no one else. Virgilius falls into the latter category. He recognizes the pitch of my tics and talks, reads my body language, or sometimes even claims to see my expressions, like how Don Quixote does. And Jiaxi Shun, who saw through me with that short exchange... Okay, let's see. Just looking to get some early morning air. Oh, does your prosthetic head even have a respiratory function? Wouldn't have guessed from the way it looks. Did not belong in either category. No, not really. I'm just looking for Hong Lu because I haven't seen him in a while. Why am I even talking? You can't hear me. You're shaking your head, so no. Then are you looking for something to eat? Zishun, I really appreciate you trying here. Like, it's very cool, but most normal people will probably be like, look, we can't understand each other, so I'm gonna leave you to it, okay? Or just be like, do you need my help? And if they shake their head, go, alright, well, I'll leave you to it then. You know? Easy done, easy done. She's a new one, the type that tries to figure out what I'm saying without asking for help. My lady, would it not be wise to wake or find someone who may be able to translate? They would have done that themselves if it was something important. I'm kind of curious, though. What was that hand gesture you made when I first asked? You brought your index fingers up to your cheeks? Did they? Well, Hong Lu's always smiling. So I thought maybe I could simulate his smile to convey that I'm looking for him. Perhaps it was an effort to express cuteness or beauty. What? No, I was trying to express a smiling face. Oh no, this isn't going to be easy, is it? Huh, they're TikToking a lot more vigorously. Hey, I think you're onto something. I think we're figuring this Dante character out. This conversation was starting to veer into a completely unintended territory. Honestly, Dante, I'd say one simple face palm would be enough for them to be like, oh, maybe not. After a bit of trial and error. I see, you're looking for my big brother, huh? We're not gonna bother trying to write how that worked out, because I don't know. We took some very roundabout ways, but I was eventually able to get her to understand what I was trying to say. Well, if he's the one you're looking for, that's easy. You should be able to find him by the lounge back there. I doubt he got very far from there if he even left. So that's what you were trying so hard to communicate. Why doesn't anyone call me cute? Jiaxi Shun was, strangely enough, disappointed and dispirited by my reply. I did have something to tell you too, but never mind. Feel like the mood's been ruined. Let's talk about this another time. The mood? Whatever. I was curious, but it would also take ages for me to ask how she's feeling, so I nodded to express my gratitude before heading to the back entrance. and found Honglu gazing at the hazy scene out of the opaque window. What you doing here?
Nice day, isn't it? What you staring at?
Ah, people watching. There was some people stumbling through the streets outside. As I stare outside the window at the scene, Honglu seemed to sense what I was thinking and began. Are you worried for me, Dante? Well, yeah, it's your turn, Honglu. Yeah, it really is. I'm back at H-Corp and everyone's talking about the family hierarchy selection. But you don't have to worry about me at all. Because I did not wish for anything from Limbus Company.
Really?
I'm not like Yi-Sang. I'm not hiding my true feelings. It's a bit mean. I don't feel like you had to out Yi-Sang specifically when many of the other characters were also hiding something. But, you know, and you clearly are hiding something, I'd like to point out. Or maybe not hiding something so much as doesn't see the point in talking about it, I suppose. No one gave me a wonderful promise like they would help me recover my torn and broken wings. I see your point. I joined only to have some new experience, that's all. But we do know that something's definitely going to happen, whatever it might be, something that will shake you to your very core. Even if you didn't wish for anything, going through something like that could... Probably, yeah, but it's okay. I'm used to being led by the will of others anyway. No matter what happens here, I can't do this like everyone else. Because that's how it's always been. Whatever happens to me or to those around me, I only... A loud, boisterous bellow suddenly cut Honglu off before he could even finish his sentence, which is fucking frustrating because I feel like we were really getting somewhere. Oi, let go of me! Just listen to that sod talking and tell me I'm not supposed to get mad at that! Dang, you fucking lower your voice. What are you guys doing back there? Gregor and Heathcliff, who were most likely hiding behind the entrance door, tumbled into view. As they tend to. I knew I shouldn't have come here with this guy. Can you be patient for even a few minutes before bursting out of here? How long have you two been... Listening? From the very start, of course. I thought it was finally making some sense at first, but what's that? You used to following others... Oh, for God's sake, Heathcliff. I didn't mean to irk you, Heathcliff. I'm only telling the truth. Bloody hell about burst a vessel, you buggy bloke. Am I supposed to practice patience off listening to that drivel? I think I'm practicing plenty of patience despite you calling me buggy bloke out of nowhere, so yeah, you are. Ah, that's not why. Finally, some silence. Anyways, sorry about listening in, fellas. I'll let you in on some big secret if you let this one slide, though. What's the secret? Gregor rubbed his arm awkwardly as I stared at him in silence, then pointed at a pillar in an exaggerated motion. Guess who's hiding behind that pillar, Manager Bud? With that, two familiar fingers stumbled into view from behind the pillar. How could you betray us like that, Gregor? Why is Ryoshu here? Baha. Bad week and highly annoying good night snooze fests, she says. Huh? She's like, it's not even close. Oh, did I get it wrong? I never said good night snooze fests. When did you get an FU? Ryoshu looks at Sinclair with some interest before slicing open the ceiling above the entrance. And with an uncharacteristically wet noise for something cutting through a wall, a black ink-like substance dripped onto the floor, followed by Rhodia and Otis crashing down after it. Why is everyone here? Get the fuck out. I didn't realize I'd garnered such an audience for my story. An executive manager's sole reason I followed you out here was for the purpose of protection, as I was concerned for your safety. I'm not like the others who followed you merely to sate their curiosities. Me, I was just bored. Then shall we continue the conversation, Dante? May as fucking well. Apparently everyone wants to hear it. Everyone back to your rooms now! Go on, Dante, lay down the law. Fucking tell them what's what. Get him the fuck out of there. You're in charge. You're the manager. Oh boy, combat. Ooh, the Hey Shoe Pack, which I think is the thing that fucking Ryoshu's ID came from. Exciting. Ah, fixed team. Ah, fixed team. That's awkward. Don Quixote, Ryoshu, Merceau, Gregor, and Otis. Change Don Quixote to middle little sister and we're good to go. They're splitting the party. You're not supposed to do that. DM's gonna get upset. After that little kerfuffle, just as everyone was scattering to their rooms, Otis suddenly began to vehemently oppose leaving me all on my own. Are you absolutely certain, executive manager? Who will fluff your pillow if not me? Seriously, don't worry about it. I usually took the night watch on the bus anyway. That is true. However, we are currently in an uncharted territory for our team. We do not have much experience sleeping in a place where our safety isn't an absolute guarantee. Hey, we're literally right next door to them. It'll take less than 5 seconds for us to come over when something happens. Do you not know that every second matters in an emergency? Now, babushka de camp, let's get you out of here. An oddly familiar sequence of events and words played out, and they eventually left my room, gently closing the door behind them. Finally, some peace and quiet. I sit on the corner of the bed, surrounded by silence, and allow my shoulders to slump for once. I don't need to sleep like the sinners do, but the fatigue doesn't go away on its own. I needed some time to relax and empty my thoughts every once in a while. While I've somewhat gotten used to the pain, it still hurts like hell when I rewind to the sinner's time. And the longer this journey got, the more frequent and severe these sinners' injuries became. They did get stronger, that's for sure, but so did our enemies, which means that my clock is always turning and turning without a moment's rest. So I think of the star. Before the great gates which I face with every revival, I witness its intricate engravings and feel its silent vibrations. Even after a whole year, I am still no closer to understanding what they're supposed to represent, but by emptying my thoughts and just taking in the sights, I find myself calming down. It looks like that bit at the end of the Persona 3. Also, the wind is quite cool and crisp tonight. Wait, that's weird. Wind? What's this sudden chill? Someone opened the window. Something opened the window, but there's no way this gentle breeze could have unlatched and left my window wide open like that, and if it did, it would have made a pretty loud noise. Besides, this chill isn't coming from in front of me. I slowly turned around to look at where the window was supposed to be, only to see a melted wall and the baddest motherfucker you've ever seen. They are so fucking cool. Hello? No words. Only stabbings. As though driven by some unknown survival instincts, I rolled off the bed. But there was already a blade right at where my neck and head met. It's still a shearing cold. Just a little nudge, and I'd be dead even before I could make a tick. I remembered how worried Otis was to leave me alone. I thought she was just being paranoid. It's almost as if you should have trusted her, yes? I should have trusted her judgment, literally. Poor Otis. Just as I was getting ready for my final struggle, my final moments filled with regret about not listening to Otis's advice, Ryoshi was like, I literally never sleep and I'm constantly on the lookout for violence. What a pathetically thin blade. What kind of coward uses such a thin blade? Too delicate to have the clock CIH, don't you think? Ryoshu leapt down from the ceiling and deflected the assailant's dagger away from me. Ryoshu, why were you living on my ceiling? I snuck in thinking I was about to see something interesting, but you're just some beast with steel. I looked up to see the ceiling torn open, dripping with viscous paint-like fluid, just as I saw earlier during my conversation with Honglu. Executive Manager, are you unharmed? And Otis peeking out from the gap. I, Otis, was the one who instructed Ryoshu that the ceiling had a room to hide in. Remember that when you're divvying out promotions. Shut up and help me. Oh, I thought this was just some beast with steel. I could have cut this beast in half, sword and all, had I not been on the bus. All of your abilities were diminished the moment you were hired by this company, equally defanged and depowered, if you will. I suddenly recalled Hohenheim's commentary back at the LCE. It is kind of a shame that we're all the same strength, huh? I had a vague notion of what he meant, but now I was really feeling it. No, for what? What is happening? Just as Ryoshi was struggling to stop that one blade, the intruder pulled out another dagger with their other arm and slashed at Ryoshu's neck. A beast of a Heishu pack. Also, I'm here now. Hello. Just smashing through walls. The intruder would have cut her throat had Wei not burst through my door. I know that's not what happened, but I really want to think that Wei just fucking Kool-Aid manned through a fucking wall to deflect the attack. Like, didn't punch his way through, just fucking walked through and then parried it with his hand. Like some kind of unstoppable badass, which I assume he is. Because, you know, he survived Kanto 7. Which I really wasn't expecting him to. Who wields you now? Well, I'm really not paid to talk, okay? I don't suppose dialogue is an option. Light enters not the vast garden, yet falls a star into its fathom still. Oh no! The intruder reached into his clothes, muttering an odd invocation. Little shit, a talisman! And he's gone? Wait, get it together. Oh no, he shouldn't killed him. Good job, well done. My lady, just as the intruder's muttering began to grow intense, Jia Shun leapt into my room and struck the stranger with her fan. Were you gonna let that bastard finish that stupid spell? They almost activated the Q-Corp talisman. Apologies, my lady, it seems I still remain somewhat bound by that spell. Listen, you're no longer a Heishu. You serve me now, got that? You don't have to let those things control you anymore. He used to be one of them. Interesting. Yes, my lady, my apologies. Many violences occurred. I fell limply to the bed with the sudden alleviation of stress and pressure. I can't understand them anyway. I managed to stop the assassin before he laid a hand on them, fortunately. Actually, Ryoshu did it, but you know. Got it. I don't think there was anyone else in here. Let's switch the lights on. Click. When the lights came on, we saw... This one's from a Mao branch, isn't it? There was a black bamboo hat wearing assassin on the ground. So fucking cool looking. The walls? The walls that appeared solid before we went to sleep were now melting away as if they were a viscous fluid. There is something wrong with this building. That is true. I knew that they must have done something to the building, but how is a Heishu here? This whole operation's got to be spearheaded by someone with real power. This isn't just an ambush from an overexcited family hierarch contestant. What I don't understand is why the Mao branch? There are better Heishu branches, or Haishu, I don't know. Haishao? Haishu? You guys can correct me. I'm not going to spitball pronunciations. There are better Heishu branches to use if all they wanted was to cut off the clock's head. Then they must have had a different purpose, huh? Correct. This one is from the Mao branch of the Heishu Pax, which means more of them must have infiltrated this building, though not at the scale of the Zi branch. The Mao branch always moves in groups. Therefore, their goal must be to kill every guest staying in this Kajan, including you, my lady. Then... we've got to get moving. We can't let them surround us if we want even a chance of surviving this, and then we're going to go outside and get hit by sweepers. Dante! Is that the first time Don Quixote's not called us Manager Esquire? Sinners burst into my room, slamming the door open again. That was... Thank me later. If we don't move our asses, we're as good as dead, way. Yes, we don't have time to contact main forces of our faction at the family mansion. You know what to do when we're at a numerical disadvantage, right? It will be done, my lady. Jia Shun and Wei immediately stormed out of the room as soon as they saw the sinners enter, as though they'd been waiting in here for my protection. They're very nice people. We probably have an ulterior motive, but at the moment I'm going to just assume they're very nice people, and I like both of them. And there's no fucking way they're surviving Kanto 8. Not a fucking chance. Don Quixote and Gregor stood red-faced and on edge. Merceau was covered in battle wounds, and Otis wore an inscrutable expression. I stand before you in shame to have to borrow the hands of another to protect the executive manager. No, I should have listened to what you said. Extrapolating from the pattern by which the walls have disintegrated, it is likely that they utilize the identical means of infiltration for each sinner. Oh right, were you attacked by bamboo-hatted assailants too? Merceau's like, no, I cut myself shaving. Their ranks numbered many, Manager Esquire, yet for how many of them there were, they were unsettlingly silent. Unlike me, verily we were almost... not almost. I saw on the way here that some of us did get killed, impaled straight through the guts. So what he said about how fighting indoors was a taboo. Yes, a lie. How? Oh! How utterly cowardly and unjust are these vile curs to strike from the shadows. Alas, now is not the moment to ruminate upon their villainy. Correct. Besides, there's more of them waiting to sink their blades into ours. So there's that. And now combat occurs, and we get to see what the Mao are like. Oh, they're fucking cool, though. Look at them. Look at these guys. Yes. Let's find out a little bit more about you lot. Repressed bloodthirst. On hit against an enemy with death right haste. So this is all rupture stuff, inflict rupture count. When attacking targets with a slower speed, inflict more rupture. So I'm guessing the idea is that later on these guys could become stronger, or characters like these could become stronger because of, you know, the repressed bloodthirst will no longer be repressed. Or maybe in testing they were like, actually these guys can roll over you pretty quick if you let them, so we're gonna, you know, tone them down a little bit. Don't know, who can say? Certainly not I. Let's give them a go, see what we can do. Go on, Merceau. Ooh. Ah, bam. That was very low damage. They're quite strong. They do a lot of rupture as well. Don Quixote does gain SP every time she uses checking the book, so we can start working our way back up. And the envy will be useful as well. What does morale boost do again? 2 haste. Okay, so they won't inflict the extra rupture because we'll be faster, so that'll be something. But we're certainly not clashing well. How many of them are there? Just this lot. Okay, I think we'll be alright. Merceau is absolutely cleaning up. It's a slightly close fight, you know? They're not pushovers. Try and lean into Sloth Resonance to see if I can get the most people as possible to actually do well this turn. I don't think it's going to do much, but it's worth a go. I mean, Merceau literally can't stop winning his clashes. He's absolutely unstoppable. Nice little stagger there. 2 for 1 on stagger. Actually, yeah, it was 2 for 1 on staggers, but against us. Ryoshu's almost down. I dare say, it's actually getting kind of tumultuous. We don't have any ego yet. These two are probably about to die, but if we can inflict some kills, it'll be fine. Merceau got staggered. That's no good. Can you kill this guy? Not quite. Go on, Greg. It's getting a little fucking dicey, actually. All we've got for ego at the moment is suddenly one day. Which might be the time to use, actually, because you need to just win clashes now. We need some clash wins. This is surprisingly close. Don Quixote's getting absolutely bodied. Merceau's dead. Don Quixote is dead. They're pretty strong. They're not bad. Is it just Gregor now? Because if it is, I don't think we're going to win. Oh, Greg, no. Oops. Okay, there's 2 of you. I think Greg is going to need speed, yeah, definitely. He's struggling with all of his clashes. What's his defense skill? There's nothing special about it. Okay, if Gregor gains 40% protection, like if that stacks, then if he just guards 3 times, theoretically he just won't take any damage. Otis is going to get hit for free though. But she will land 2 free hits on that person and maybe kill them. So that would be something if she succeeded. Okay, but Otis actually needed to. Wasn't Otis really fast? Why didn't she do her move? I didn't actually check the speed values in retrospect. Fucking hell. Okay, all right. I guess I actually have to put together a real team, not this bullshit like fumbled together nonsense that I paid no attention to. All right, fair enough. You know what? The Mao, they're pretty fucking all right. I dig them. You forced me to pull out the bamboo hat to fight the bamboo hats. I didn't want to do it, but you forced my hand, Sonny Jim. Let's do this again, shall we? I like that, though. I like that this was a standard-ass encounter that absolutely caught me the fuck out. I appreciate that. I want to be kept on my toes. This is good. This is appreciated, even. Yield my flesh. Please lose. I'll absolutely love it. Go on, lads. See what you can do. That's fine. And they're weak to slash, so it's a better attack type to use. If you noticed last time, Merceau was winning a lot of his clashes but doing virtually no damage because he was using blunt, which these guys are resistant to. It should go a bit easier now. It's clashable counter, yep. Oh, it's been a while since we've seen Bamboo Hat and Merceau on the field. And this remains classic as fuck. Beautiful. It's the best move in the game. I love it. Bottle, slash, and another slash. Fuck you. Go on, Merceau. Yeah. Don't give a fuck. This is better. This is better. It's going better now, yes. Boom. I like that these Mao are actually kind of a force to be reckoned with. They're not like super tough, admittedly, but they're just a little bit spicier. I really appreciate that. Because many times we've seen enemies and been like, whoa, they look fucking cool, and then you've stomped them into the floor, like effortlessly. I like that they're putting up a bit of a fight. Go on, have him, have him. God, they have a blunt damage just does absolutely nothing to them. Go on, lads. We're starting to get the upper hand now. Yeah, the momentum's in our favor now. Alright, well, that was an unexpected surprise. To actually lose the first time round. At least it's not like Ruiner, though, in which I would spend like 45 minutes fighting and then lose. You know, this was just like a 5-minute jobby. I don't mind that about Ruiner at all, but from a recording perspective, it's nice to be like, okay, I lost, but it took fuck all time and was funny, so it's okay. Instead of, you know, in Ruiner where I'm like, I'm really, really trying here, and I've lost, and I'm gonna have to do it all over again, and I can't end the episode because we haven't gotten anything done. It was a whole thing. Not so bad when playing the mod, because the whole purpose... Oh, they're running off, they're not even dying. Not so bad with the mod, like the Sea-Wide Revolt mod, because the whole purpose of that series is gameplay. But when I was doing Library Ruiner, the main series, the draw is the story, so I needed to get to places. Why aren't we killing them? Maybe we just can't. Maybe they're just too quick for us. But it's interesting that these faceless nobodies seem to be escaping. Off they go. Well, I shan't be caught unawares again. No, sir. Here you are. Same team. I hope we'll be okay. People did intimate that there might be a fair bit of combat in this canto, and I say good because the music is fucking dope, so I'm absolutely thrilled. Happy to keep doing this. I reckon this team will do considerably better than our first attempt did. I think we'll be alright. Already this guy's gonna have a bad time. Not a lot of damage, to be fair, but that's fine. The SP gain is really the most important thing. It's interesting, of course, because not only do we have a fairly disjointed team in the grand scheme of things, but we're also not getting support passives. It's interesting to see how much of a difference that shit makes. What's also interesting is how hard Don Quixote is going to rip this guy's fucking head off. If she failed the clash, I would have been really embarrassed. Thank you, Don. Appreciate it. Good shit. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, I love that bit. I know that sounded out of sync. Don't worry, it's not out of sync. Everything's fine. I'm mostly saying that to me in the future, so I'm not, like, editing this back and then freaking the fuck out. So I'm like, why did I say that, like, 4 seconds after that point in the song? Nah, it's cool, me. Don't worry. Everything's okay. You don't gotta worry. We're good. We're good. It's still a bit of a struggle. Like, we are doing better than previously. But yeah, Gregor just got staggered, for example, and is getting absolutely bodied. Like, it's still not a sure thing. I reckon we're probably gonna win, but it's a little dicey.
Good.
At least one of them's dead. It's a good start. There's the stagger. You love to see it. Go on, Greg. You might die if you don't start winning. You might die anyway. Oh! Their skills are fucking cool, and it makes me really want to use Ryoshu. I want to see what that Mao identity is all about. This is kind of fucking sick. So we can only confirm at this moment that canonically one of them has died, and that's the one that Zishun took care of. I need to stop referring to her as Xia because that's her family name, and Zishun's her actual name. Like how Honglu is Xia Baoyu, so his name would be Baoyu. I think we're safe for now. Something tells me that they're not fighting us at full force. At least we routed them, so hopefully that means something. Ah, where'd Don Quixote go? Hark, for I am here! Don Quixote rushed into my room from the hallway outside. I had gone to espy if the other sinners had suffered as we have. Verily, they were indeed targeted as well. Most defended themselves well against the curs and shall be here post-haste, yet... Not everyone survived, huh? Young Sinclair and Ji Sang, while it appeareth that they had risen and battled, they were caught unawares by our foes. 'Tis likely that their demise came soon after tripping over each other's foot. Poor guys. My poor little babies. How embarrassing. Hey, that's not confirmed. Don Quixote just assumed. And young Heathcliff, he... Isn't that fella our resident mob fight expert? How'd they even get him? They didn't get me, mate. I'm good as new. Damn fucking right. Heathcliff. What's got you so gobsmacked, lass? Oh, it's not even Heathcliff. It's some kind of fucking trickery. I recall a blade piercing young Heathcliff in the back of his head. Didst thou turn the clock for him already, Manager Esquire? No, not yet, anyway. Blimey, so that's what this funny itch on the back of my head. Fucking hell. Got a new air vent on the back of my head. Fucking hell. Lads, is it getting on my shirt, lads? Heathcliff reached up to rub the back of his head, then crumpled to the floor mid-sentence. Heathcliff's not breathing anymore. He's dead. How'd he even manage to walk all the way over here with a hole in his head? Young Heathcliff! The other sinners are starting to gather, Manager. As pathetic as this force may be, we cannot spare any hands at the moment, Executive Manager. We must also join the others as soon as possible and assist them. There are sounds of altercations coming from the lobby. Gotcha. The clock turns as it always does. Sometime later... Whoa, please hold on a moment. I can still see some people inside the lobby, which was also in the bizarre process of melting away. Whew. Among them, I noticed Jia Shun clashing against a figure wearing a bamboo hat. A slightly more significant one, yes? Going on the offensive already, huh? How come a big shot in control of a Heishu pack decided to come after small fries like us? And behind the black bamboo hat wearing assassin stood... I see that you've tracked me down, so certain of your own safety, but my master has already prepared countermeasures. There stood Qing Tao, our supposed collaborator who led us here, and Wei, who was threatening him with a sword. Kind of disappointing that he's only threatening him and hasn't already, filleted him. So you were behind this. It's you. I sussed out that you'd be planning something like this, but you lacked the patience to pull it off. You're quite observant. I thought I had completely won you over. You must know that at H-Corp there is but one path to survival and riches. Choose a family hierarch candidate and serve them with utter loyalty, but who in their right mind would serve young Master Baoyu? He who has grown up with no hardship, he who doesn't even possess a single speck of ambition. You shut your bloody mouth, yeah? And you rich boy, you just gonna sit there and let that bloke talk shite to your face? I've been practicing, lad, and I reckon I can suplex him right through the wall. But he's right that I don't have any ambitions. Have you got no self-respect? What do you have, anyway? Okay, everyone shut up for a second. He's obviously taunting you, so stop indulging him. Wei, speak. I know that you have no means to wield a Heishu pack. So speak, which master did you choose to serve? Who controls them? Ah, so they are curious. Stay your sword, Zilu. Another unfamiliar voice from the shadows, because boy, there are so many. Oh yeah, that person. Young master, are you sure this is wise? Oh, it's a dickhead. You can tell immediately, can't you? The smirk, the suit, snappy dresser, no doubt, but definitely a dickhead, and he's got those fucking Akechi vibes going as well. Worry not, they're destined to be swept away by the morning dew anyway. The trajectory of their fate shall not alter course were they to witness me. The voice soon reveals himself from the shadows, walking into the light with a casual, assured gait. Huh, seriously? You? I see, you're... Allow me to grace you ignoramuses with my exalted name. I am Yuhua of the Shear family. You are? Fuck it. I think I was close, but I don't know. You may know me as a very prominent candidate to the throne of the family hierarch. I don't, I'm sorry. I just got here, I'm new in town. I haven't had time to look around, Dante says as they high-five themselves. In the interest of keeping these deliciously bite-sized, we are gonna leave it there. But you know what, the Mao? Pretty fucking good, right? Pretty fucking good. And cool, and surprisingly dangerous. Wasn't expecting that. Ryoshu, let's have a look at your identity again, just because, yeah, Heishu Pack, Mao Branch. This is only uptie 1, it's worth pointing out. There's probably a bunch more effects that can take place once it's been uptied. I would uptie, but I know I've probably... fuck it, I do have enough, don't I? I'll at least look. Whoa, a 10 plus speed, reuse coin once. That's already impressive. Gain 2 haste next turn, once per turn. At 10 plus speed, inflict extra rupture count. At 10 plus speed, deal 20% more damage. And of course, they have Stride and Mao, deal 5% more damage. So speed focus. And correct me if I'm wrong, but there are like identities with passives and abilities that grant other identities haste, yes? Like I think this... No? Well, actually, her combat passive, I've lost it. I've entirely lost it. I think her combat passive... Fucking select it, thank you. I think it provides haste, yeah. Next turn, apply 2 haste to self and allies who are adjacent to this unit on the dashboard this turn. So, and that was Sloth. God, I forgot I had Warp Corp Otis. That is the best thing I've ever seen. Sorry, I'm all over the place, but Sloth, you don't really use Sloth, so that's not a great matchup. But I swear, maybe you pair Mao Ryoshu with Shear Association characters. Do they provide each other with speed buffs or just themselves? I mean, Heathcliff's all about just taking damage and then doing more damage. Yeah. What about Don Quixote? I remember I upside 3'd her, so we'd be able to actually have a proper look. Sorry, I should have already ended the episode, but I'm just curious. Gain poise, haste, and for 10 speed, skill power +3. Gain haste by wrath resin divided by 3 next turn. That's really good, actually. Holy crap. One ally with the highest speed deals plus 10% slash damage. I assume that this identity does do slash damage. It does indeed. Yep. So, okay, she could buff her, and that would be pretty cool. I'll have to have a look through at some point and see who actually can provide speed buffs, because that could work quite well. I don't know. I'll look into it at a later date, but that's all for today, friends. Thank you so much for watching. We are moving ever closer to the big sweeper moment, I think. I am looking forward to the big sweeper moment. I want a big sweeper moment. I actually think, and I'm probably wrong on this, and I'm almost guaranteeing I'm wrong on this, but I'm going to throw out the theory anyway, just for fun. But I reckon there won't even be a dungeon as such. Well, one or two things. Either there won't be a dungeon and it's just a ridiculously long combat sequence because the sweepers are literally unending, right? Like, they never stop. Or there is a dungeon, but the whole point of the dungeon is traveling from where we are to the Jar house, right? To the family house. And every single step is just more and more sweeper fights. I don't know, we'll see, but it's pretty interesting. But that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Pleased to welcome some new patrons. You guys are just too good to me. Special thanks to Miscreant, Rocky Riku, Crescent, Tony the Horse, Cryolytic, Lyle Hagsire, Abyssal Angie, Lanthvelian, Gage Donaldson, Hotcherman, Saga, Jack, the Elf Lord. Sorry, my notes are all over the place. I didn't prepare for this. Ninja Dog, Ember Fox, Grand Captain General Peace, Beanback, Turtle, Malignant Humor, Cuds, Canis, Mario, Poe, Paul Triple Breck, Lifesteal, Mega Mr. Z-Man, Unclever Name, Summercat, Flanny, Painted Dragoon, Lib Potatoes, Proxy, Caminera, Moa, Heartland, Harak J, Dresso, Sion Distance, Lol, Etherbin, Linky, Zeon Cedar, Bimblewort, Alkia, Honeydew, Sweet Baby Ray, Jessica T, Plutonium Pie, Dreamer Ghost, Up Lullaby, K-Bub, Magic Owl, The Frostbite, Monsoon, SCP-106A, Namad, and Kenny T800 for supporting me on YouTube and on Patreon. Thank you so much, guys, and thank you all so much for watching. I hope that these shorter Limbus videos aren't too short for you guys, but it's been such a fucking relief to not be editing until like 10 p.m. Like, just to have some videos in a week where I'm like, okay, we'll keep this short, sweet, snappy. You guys don't have to sit down and prepare for like a feature-length film, and I don't have to sit here and think, well, I guess I'm not sleeping tonight. I'm always interested to hear feedback. As long as you're not screaming at me, I'm always willing to listen to feedback, right? So if you're like, actually, I'm not feeling these short videos, then do let me know, and I'll swap it around, and it's cool. It's absolutely fine. It's just me trying stuff out for the sake of achieving that ever far off in the distance, ever mythical work-life balance, you know? And I'll never quite get there, but it's an attempt towards it. I sure as hell fucked that up with the finale of In Stars in Time. That video's 4 hours long. But I couldn't stop. Those of you who watch that or know about it, you'll know why I couldn't stop. But I couldn't stop mid-run in that game. No fucking way. And I don't really want to stop here, but I'm trying to exercise some discipline, you know? Really try. Because if I continue to run this show like I always do, I'm never going to get anything done in life. Like, I won't look after myself, I won't see my friends, I won't make time for the dogs. I've got to be smart. I'm not trying to appeal to you, and you don't have to feel guilty if you're like, I'd actually prefer these to be longer. If you prefer them to be a little longer, then I'll just rearrange shit, okay? So never feel like you're doing me a disservice by asking for that. Maybe some days we just miss uploads. That does happen anyway, so it wouldn't be a huge deal. But I want to provide you guys with what you like while also trying to balance my own life into it. So your feedback is helpful. But this was truly a ramble, and I apologize for wasting your time on this front. Thank you so much for watching, and whatever happens next time, hope I see you there. Toodles. Goodbye.